For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turkey's in your corner, but look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
Despite promising to keep things respectful, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez quickly broke that vow, turning their press conference into a heated exchange filled with trash talk. They both swore there'd be no insults, but Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez couldn't hold back. Their press conference erupted into an intense war of words. Crawford, Canelo Alvarez avoid trash talk, but that truce didn't last long. The press conference quickly spiraled into a fiery back and forth.
True fight. Yeah, true fight, but true fight. True, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fight. Huh? Not YouTuber fight. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk about fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. They want to put a great fight.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk.
I am sure in the end in the mid of
Canelo Alvarez completely lost respect for one another, trading insults and trolling each other like bitter rivals. You can probably guess who threw the first shot.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't look different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see.
We'll
know
see.
it.
We'll see.
Bout was being hailed as the fight of the century, but Canelo Alvarez wasn't fazed. He brushed off the challenge from American star Terence Crawford, who was moving up from light middleweight, insisting it wouldn't even be close. In the past, Canelo Alvarez had downplayed the significance of the matchup, claiming there was little for him to gain by defeating someone who began his career as a lightweight. When asked whether a loss to Crawford, who's already a two-time undisputed champion, would tarnish his legendary legacy, the 34-year responded, "Canelo Alvarez, he's not going to beat me. Don't worry about it, he's not going to beat me. One thing's certain, this fight is destined to leave its mark on boxing history."
Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for
a great boxer, but he's not on my level, Canelo said confidently. "I have the experience. People only talk about my power, but I bring a lot more to the ring. This is going to be one of the best fights on my resume." At 34, Alvarez is 3 years younger than Crawford, yet he's often been seen as the man destined to eventually pass the torch. Turning pro at just 15, Canelo has amassed an incredible career, winning 11 world titles.
You and Canelo, what would it look like?
Come on, man. Yeah, I know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it on the streets. I'm me against anybody. I ain't never gonna say another man gonna whoop me. So, you know what I mean? That's your answer right there.
I guess in Guadalajara, you think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terence came to town?
I think every city, every place is different, no? It's different. But we don't talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing, the beautiful sport of boxing. So that's different, way different than the streets.
Competing in 27 world title fights and racking up a total of 67 victories. Competing in 19 consecutive world title fights and becoming an undisputed champion into weight classes is a feat most fighters can only dream of. But for Terence Crawford, the mission isn't finished. He's aiming to make history as the first male boxer to become undisputed in 3 different divisions, a respectful nod to Claw.
However I gotta fight, I'ma win. Simple as that. I'm not gonna let somebody else force me or tell me how to fight when I've been fighting my whole life. You know, I won't be running, you know, I can tell you that. But I will be, you know, doing a lot of touching.
Get me wrong. He's a great fighter, like I say, he's not gonna.
The American trailblazer who's already achieved that on the women's side. "I'm taking those belts," Crawford declared, "and there's nothing anyone can do to stop me. I promise you'll see exactly who I am." Alvarez turned professional in 2005 at just 15 years old, while Crawford began his pro journey 3 years later at age 20. Now,
I'm very excited, motivated, because this is all about. I want to make history, and I'm very excited for this fight. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna.
Now, with the biggest stage finally set, Crawford, who's received open support from a prominent lawyer, says this is the moment he's been waiting for. I called Canelo out because this is the fight I've always wanted, he said. He's the last great name from that golden era: Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya. We both came up during that time, but he got the chance to face those legends. I didn't. This is my moment.
However they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And is any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's
Moment. This is my legacy fight. Canelo Alvarez, Netflix at the Las Vegas Raiders state-of-the-art 500-seat stadium off against Crawford, who remains unwavering in his confidence. Man, you know what, don't need to prove anything in the streets. I'll never admit that another man can beat me, that's your answer. But Canelo was quick to shut that down, firing back. We're not talking about the streets, we're talking about boxing. Canelo Alvarez, both fighters, for their unwavering focus heading into the mega fight. Terence Crawford made it clear that he isn't concerned about the scorecards, his attention is locked on what he can control. I can't worry about the judges, Crawford said.
I would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
My job is to do what I do best, take over in the ring and make it a clear win. Crawford acknowledged Canelo's toughness, calling him granite-chinned and hard to break. He's durable. We've seen him take damage before, but never to the point where he couldn't recover, he noted. Still, under the right circumstances, anyone can be knocked out. With confidence built on years of rising to the occasion, Crawford declared, "It's my moment, and I'm not letting Canelo take it from me." Now moving up in weight to face the Mexican superstar.
You say from memory that you first thought this fight was a real possibility, that you started thinking about this fight actually happening?
Well, I started thinking about it, a couple of years ago when they started talking about Spence fighting Canelo. Then just, sizing him up, like, all right, how tall is he? How long his arms and things like that. Just sizing him up like that and going to his fights and things like that.
Crawford knows the challenge ahead, and Canelo knows exactly what kind of fighter is standing across from him. The Mexican superstar has found success many times, even when he was the smaller man in the ring, and as he prepares to face the undefeated two-division undisputed champion on September 13th, Canelo insists that size won't be a factor. "I've been in his position before, and I'm not focused."
Canelo's not the same fighter. His punch output's a lot less. What do you think, considering the last 12 months or so? Is he the same fighter he was maybe a few years ago?
I think he is. I just think he just wasn't up for the Skull fight, and I think different fighters bring different energies out of other fighters.
A lot of people are judging you on the Madrimov fight, saying you struggled moving up in weight. You're going further up in weight, and they're saying that's going to go against you based on the Madrimov fight. How do you kind of
focused on that? He said, "Big or small, I always prepare for the best version of my opponent. I'm a winner, that's my mindset. I'm always thinking about the win, and I'm going to win." Canelo also acknowledged a shift in perspective as the historic bout draws.
De La Hoya wasted my time with this question.
Yeah, we saw Oscar De La Hoya trying to say that the fight was going to take place maybe in the daytime.
Yeah, this is what I want from you, to say his name. I decide with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m. inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick.
Near. "My focus now is on legacy," he added. "I'm grateful to Netflix, to Turkey, and everyone involved in making this fight happen. For me, this is about making history."
Dinner to Carbon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September. Oscar De La Hoya wasted my time with this question. Of course, this is in the peak. This is the boxing, the sport number one in the world. This is Canelo and Crawford.
Canelo Alvarez couldn't hold back. Their press conference erupted into an intense war of words. Crawford, Canelo Alvarez avoid trash talk, but that truce didn't last long. The press conference quickly spiraled into a fiery back and forth. Clips. Canelo Alvarez completely lost respect for one another, trading insults and
This is what I want from you to say his name. I decided with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m. inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick. And after that we will go dinner to Carbon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it's will launch in September. You waste.
Speaks you about some of Turkey's comments. He said he doesn't want Tom and Jerry, people running away in the ring. What did you make of that?
I agree with that. You know, people want to see a good fight. And I agree with that.
Do you think
because you know, people come and spend money to see a great fight, and if the other fighter come and run all the night and don't make a good fight, is
controlling each other like bitter rivals. You can probably guess who threw the first shot. Clips. Bout was being hailed as the fight of the century, but Canelo Alvarez wasn't fazed. He brushed off the challenge from American star Terence Crawford.